is that whether it will address all kinds of tariffs. So it could be very well that it could actually end up uh, addressing the Russian oil tariffs as well as the Section 232 tariffs that are there on various products. So the first tranche of the deal, very, very tariff focused. On the other end, you have the US White House advisor Kevin Hassett also saying that uh, both countries are heading to the finish line with respect to at least the first tranche of this deal. So uh, high probability of it being announced before the end of this month. So within the next 12 or 13 days, we could hear from both the sides on a first tranche being signed by both the countries.
Well, viewers, now we shift our gaze to the developments unfurling in Dhaka, and important developments at that. Now, in a sharp escalation, US Secretary General Antonio Guterres has in fact openly opposed the death penalty, or the death sentence, in fact, handed to former ousted Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who still remains in the Indian capital of New Delhi. Meanwhile, Guterres' office says that trials in absentia must meet international fair trial standards, also echoing human rights chief's warnings that even serious allegations cannot and must not bypass due process. Listen in.
While we were not privy to the conduct of this trial, we have consistently advocated for all accountability proceedings, especially on charges of international crimes, to unquestionably meet international standards of due process and fair trial. This is particularly vital when, as was the case here, the trials have been conducted in absentia and led to a capital punishment sentence. We also regret the imposition of the death penalty, which we oppose in all circumstances.
Well, you heard the UN spokesperson there, viewers. Meanwhile, Dhaka has already sought the handing over of Hasina from India. Now, this comes after Monday's death sentence. But how does this align with India's extradition act, especially as Bangladesh seeks Hasina's return, or is in fact demanding Hasina's return? The spotlight, viewers, is very much now on the exact powers the extradition act gives New Delhi, and of course the limits it also imposes. So let's quickly take a stock of the same. First up for you, requests can be rejected. First up, centre can deny any extradition request on its discretion. So this essentially means that the Extradition Act, or the law in principle, allows New Delhi to very much decide if an extradition request even moves forward. It can halt or totally reject the process based purely on national interest. Next up, request rejected if politically motivated. Now, India can block any request seen as driven by a political vendetta, which seems clearly the case in this death sentencing against former Bangladesh Prime Minister Hasina. Now, the act also protects individuals from being targeted under the guise of justice. Next up, extradition refused for trivial accusations. Now, the centre, India in this case, may very well dismiss requests it finds too minor or insubstantial at that. Now, this prevents foreign governments from misusing extradition for low-level issues. Next up for you, government may stay proceedings anytime. As the point clearly mentions, Indian authorities at this juncture can very well pause the process, cancel warrants, or even discharge the accused. It gives the centre, the Indian government, tactical flexibility as situations evolve. And finally, political nature charges bar extradition. Now, the act also, viewers, very importantly here, I must mention, prohibits surrendering anyone facing a political offence. Now, the accused can very well prove the request is disguised as a political charge by an external government. Last but not the least, no extradition without offence safeguards. So India, by the way, requires assurances that the person will not be tried for unrelated crimes. Now, without such protections, the treaty forbids extradition altogether. Viewers, so as the diplomatic standoff continues to simmer, India's decision will hinge not on just politics here, but also on these legal firewalls built into its very extradition framework. For now, viewers, New Delhi's next move remains not only strategic but also tightly governed by India's law. And to shed more light on this, I'm joined by senior advocate Desh Ratan Nigam. Thank you so much for taking out the time and joining us on this important broadcast. So my first question to you, we've all seen the UN's warning, we just played it out. Now, can Bangladesh claim legitimacy in demanding Hasina's return under international law?
Arjun, in fact, if I put the entire issue in the context, the uprising there started as a civil services quota unrest, and judiciary gave a favorable verdict demolishing the quota, that particular freedom fighters quota. And thereafter, the entire protest became very political. It became anti-Sheikh Hasina and anti-her party. And therefore, the entire issue became political. There was a political uprising in which it is said, and it is, I'm quoting the son of Sheikh Hasina, that she did not resign. She did not have the time to resign from the prime ministership, and she had to flee because the residence was attacked. Constitutionally, according to her son, she is still the prime minister. Therefore, the entire edifice of the legality and constitutionality of the interim government goes. Once that goes, the entire process also goes. However, presuming for the sake of argument that the interim government is there and it is legally there, then if you look at the treaty was enacted in 2013 between the two nations, India and Bangladesh, to deal with the terrorism.
Right.
And the reason was that the war crimes which were committed during the 1971 war, they had to be dealt with, and also the Ulfa, terrorists who were hiding and their leaders who were hiding in Bangladesh. Primarily, the objective was to deal with that. This political uprising is not covered under that particular objective. One. Secondly, this is a political offense. As I gave you the context, the entire issue was political uprising against the party, a particular party, which is Sheikh Hasina's party. And secondly, whether it is done in the interest of justice and good faith. India has all these points, apart from the Act of 1962, Extradition Act of 1962. But if we primarily focus first on the treaty itself, it is a political uprising, and therefore it is not covered under the extradition treaty itself. Secondly, if you look at the entire, Yunus was anti-Sheikh Hasina. So the entire process which they have started, they call it a due process, is not a due process. It is a political vendetta and retribution. So therefore, it is not in good faith. It's neither in the interest of justice. And secondly, if you look at the entire, facts and circumstances, India recognizes the crime against humanity for which Sheikh Hasina has been charged in the context of international tribunals, not domestic war crime court or tribunals.
Yes.
Now, what the Reuters says that this is a domestic war crime. There is no war. There are not two nations involved here. So India will not recognize the verdict of this. That is the possibility. It is the Ministry of External Affairs who is the central authority to decide on this. In Bangladesh, it is the Ministry of Home Affairs. So therefore, India is quite absolutely silent. Now, under 6.1 and 8.3 of the treaty, the two exceptions, as I told you, already exist within that. The political offense is an exception, and also if you look at the good faith and interest of justice is also an exception. The same two exceptions are given in the Extradition Act of 1962 of India.
Right.
An act should supersede, in the sense it is made by Indian Parliament, and as you said, discretionary powers of the Indian government, and within itself, Section 31 and 29 clearly point out about political exceptions and interest in good faith. And apart from the discretion, India can also abrogate the treaty by giving notice of 6 months. So all these facts are available, and the steps are available with the Indian government. Indian government, I'm sure, is studying the situation. Latest, warrant has been received.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much there, Advocate Nikam, for putting all of these legal perspectives and the legal calculus, if I may, in perspective for all our viewers. Thank you once again. Well, viewers, we change our focus from Bangladesh to Islamabad, where sweeping constitutional changes are in fact igniting fierce backlash in the capital. Critics are warning that Pakistan's 27th Amendment delivers an unprecedented power blow into the hands of Chief Asim Munir and also President Asif Ali Zardari. Now, at the amendment's very core, viewers, is a new unified defense command that constitutionally elevates General Asim Munir, placing all three armed services under a single leader. Unprecedented at that, to say the least. Now, the amendment does not stop here. It goes further. It grants lifetime legal immunity for all actions taken in that role. I'm talking about Asim Munir's role. It removes any future judicial oversight whatsoever over the army chief's decisions, his conduct, and whatever he does in the future. Meanwhile, speaking of President Zardari, he also receives similar immunity. Now, this has sparked concerns that the top executive is being placed beyond the reach of accountability, beyond the purview of accountability here. Meanwhile, a new federal constitution court has also been set up. It will be controlled through executive-aligned appointments. It has now taken over key constitutional reviews, even as we get you this broadcast. Now, this essentially, viewers, diminishes the Supreme Court's traditional watchdog role across Pakistan. Speaking of the Supreme Court's role, its authority has been narrowed dramatically, even more than the last constitutional amendment, the 26th Amendment. Now, be it the power to take up constitutional matters or even suo motu matters, the amendment has hollowed out one of Pakistan's last remaining institutional checks. Meanwhile, judicial transfer rules are also being re-engineered, shifting leverage towards an already embattled judicial system. One critic's fear may very well, viewers, lose its ability to act independently altogether. Meanwhile, provincial leaders are saying that the amendment tightens Islamabad's iron grip and threatens their constitutional and financial rights as well, rekindling long-standing anxieties about fair federal representation. Now, marking their protests, at least two Supreme Court justices and one Lahore High Court judge have already tendered their resignations. For more on this, we are joined by Dr. Abhinav Pandya, the CEO of USA-NAS Foundation. It's a foreign policy think tank and a counter-terrorism outfit, and he's a counter-terrorism expert. My first question to you, Dr. Pandya, and thank you so much, in fact, for taking out the time and joining us on this important broadcast. Sir, does this 27th Amendment effectively place Pakistan's army and the presidency above the law?
Yes, I mean, this amendment is specifically designed to give overwhelming powers to Pakistani army and just to subordinate all the other institutions to the Pakistani army. And more specifically, I must say, these are also designed to empower one person and one institution, and that is the Asim Munir and the institution of, his current position, that's Field Marshal. And definitely, I feel that, if you can, the way you look at things, Pakistan is facing major challenges on military front and security matters from various provinces. So this is an attempt to strengthen the control of the center, of the federal government, over the state-related matters, particularly provincial financial and security matters. And they want the entire power to go to the army. And you can see that in the times of Musharraf was challenged by the judiciary. Judiciary was a big headache for Pervez Musharraf.
Taking from what you just mentioned there, Dr. Pandya, army's iron grip. Now, what essentially happens to the Supreme Court? It was one of the country's, last resorts against total annihilation, total takeover. Now, the power of trying constitutional cases has been taken away from it. It can no longer also take suo motu cognizance of cases. In fact, two Supreme Court justices, at least two, have already resigned, and a High Court justice has also resigned. So what does the formation of this new constitutional tribunal, where judges have been elected by the executive, mean for Pakistan Supreme Court and the very rule of law in the embattled country, Doctor?
So you can see that the Federal Constitution Court has been established, and they specifically mentioned that it will address the constitutional matters. Now, the main challenge, and I would say the critical aspect of Pakistan's polity so far is the civil-military relations. So now, if the Supreme Court has the power to address civil-military relations or the status of the army within the Pakistan's polity, then it's a perpetual threat to army's overwhelming authority and overwhelming influence over Pakistan's polity. So far, they have retained their control and authority through various dubious measures like terrorism, war with India. But now they want to institutionalize Army's paramount position, Army's position of eminence in Pakistan's polity. And for that reason, they have created this Federal Constitutional Court, which will work more like a stooge of the Pakistan Army's head. And they will ensure that, this particular court basically preserves and guards Pakistan Army's overwhelming position in Pakistan's polity. There was only one challenge that could have come, and it was from the Supreme Court. Now they have defanged Supreme Court, they have neutralized Supreme Court. That's not even in the position to challenge Army's constitutional position.
Dr. Pandya, one last very important question here, if you may answer this very quickly because we're running out of time here. Now, could this consolidation of authority trigger long-term political instability, not only in Pakistan, but also in the larger region? If yes, what kind of political instability could it actually catalyze? Very quickly, Doctor.
This strengthens Pakistani army. So certainly it basically weakens democracy in Pakistan further. And secondly, if Pakistan army gets strengthened, and even Asim Munir, his position has become supremely powerful, as we can see, he has got a lifetime assignment. So now that is certainly going to embolden them to, I would say, support more of these terror groups and proxies, and venture outward, maybe in Afghanistan or in India, for all kinds of sabotage and terror-related activities. So certainly that's going to create more security-related headaches for its neighbors, because Pakistan army doesn't have a challenge from within.
Absolutely.
If you look at the trajectory of over the past few years, Imran Khan's PTI had almost completely, neutralized, eliminated Pakistan army from the social space. People were abusing the Pakistani army.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely, Dr. Pandya. So the last word there is that this will, in fact, also lead to major security challenges, not only internally for the opposition parties and, Pakistani residents like those living in Balochistan, but also for the larger region due to the Pakistani army becoming virtually unchallenged in that country. Thank you so much. And well, viewers, with that, it's time we step into a short break. Lots more lined up on the other side. Needless to say, don't you go anywhere.
Right now, UNICEF is supporting millions of children in emergencies around the world. Teams are bringing medical supplies for children in Yemen, clean water and medicines in Afghanistan, healthcare and safe spaces for Ukraine's children. £32 could help provide a health worker with a large first aid kit. Search UNICEF Supplies now or text SUPPLIES to 61145, because your support brings hope for children caught in crisis.
Print all your treasured memories with Snapfish and create heartfelt gifts, like this beautiful hardcover 8x6-inch photo book, only £6. Or decorate your space with an eye-catching 16x12-inch slim canvas, just £10. Relive fun times with family and friends this year. Hurry, the Snapfish early bird sale is now on with snapfish.co.uk.
galon kama gitu saya ini apa kasat. Ayat nanti aku bisa. Ini tamaman. Joro. Kamu stres.
Fatun, Leolida and Monica are caught in the biggest global hunger crisis of the 21st century. Millions of children all over the world are going hungry because of conflict, displacement and extreme weather. We urgently need your help to fight acute hunger and malnutrition. Please search Save the Children or visit savethechildren.org.uk to give £5 a month. Your £5 a month can help us give hungry families life-saving food and provide malnourished children the treatment they need to recover. No child should go hungry, so please donate today. Search Save the Children or visit savethechildren.org.uk to give £5 a month. Thank you.
Tina's smart. She uses Wise to send and spend money overseas. Tina's gone international. Whether she's sending money overseas or paying with the Wise travel card abroad, she could save up to 70% compared to using major banks. Join Tina and 14 million people worldwide who found a smart way to send and spend money overseas. Be smart. Get Wise.
Get that lucky cow feeling with luckycowbingo.com/bingo, the site that's bursting with beautiful bingo games. That's luckycowbingo.com/bingo.
Welcome back, viewers. Over in Washington, the Epstein file saga is turning into a full-blown political pressure cooker. In the latest, the Trump administration is caught between campaign trail promises and a base that in fact wants answers yesterday. Now, there are some new emails, old grievances, and a trail of missed deadlines altogether. And all of this, viewers, is now fueling a full-on Washington showdown that in fact shows no signs of cooling in the near future. We leave you with this report tracking the very controversial Epstein case timeline.
It all begins February 21st, when the Attorney General Pam Bondi casually tells Fox News the Epstein materials are sitting on my desk. That off-the-cuff remark lights the fuse. 6 days later, on February 27th, conservative influencers parade out of the West Wing, holding binders labeled Epstein Files Phase 1. The White House says it wasn't briefed, a move that has insiders whispering crossed wires. By May 8th, the Congress is done waiting. A declassification task force formally demands the files. Bondi misses the May 16th deadline. The development fuels bipartisan irritation and internet suspicion. Then July 7th, the Justice Department and FBI say their review found no Epstein client list at all and recirculate hours of video reaffirming Epstein died by suicide. But missing camera footage surfaces and the pot boils over. In July, MAGA backlash erupts as influencers hammer Bondi. Trump steps in July 12th, calling her fantastic and urging his boys and gals to stand down. But the genie is out of the bottle and Capitol Hill wants its own answers. Bipartisan petition grows on July 15. Lawmakers Thomas Massey and Ro Khanna push a discharge petition to force a House vote. Signatures rise but fall short of 218. Maxwell interviews begin late July. A transcript later claims she insists no client list exists. Soon after, she's moved from low security to minimum security custody, adding more fuel to the rumor mill. Cut to September 8th. Democrats release Epstein's 50-page birthday book, featuring a page they say was written by Trump, inside a doodle of a woman's body. Trump denies it flat out. And on November 12th, 20,000 estate emails drop, some mentioning Trump, including one claiming that he spent hours at my house. The White House fires back, calling it a selectively leaked smear. That same night, Arizona's Adelita Grijalva is sworn in. her signature pushing the petition over the magic 218 threshold. Speaker Mike Johnson now promises a full House vote Tuesday. So, the stage is set.
Rajasthan is history, culture, and much more. And I have been reporting on all things royal for more than 25 years.
The colors, the culture, and the complexities of the Northeast is different from the rest of the country. I have been bringing the Northeast closer to the capital for over 15 years. Madhya Pradesh is the heart of India, and I have been capturing its every beat for over 10 years, covering the corridors of power, what is said, what is left unsaid, and what it actually means for you and me. I have it all covered.
Kashmir is often called paradise on earth, a region that has been in a state of flux from conflict to India's crowning glory. I have been reporting and decoding Jammu and Kashmir for last 3 decades.
When facts are fragmented, we put the pieces together. Where power collides with truth, we are there.
Behind me is that massive security arrangements that are in place.
Behind fractured boundaries, we clear the fog of war. Fault Lines with Gauri Dwivedi, only on NDTV World.
Right now what it is an important ceasefire. For it to actually take shape in that 20-point formula, the most contentious part of it is that Hamas needs to let go of arms. It should not be able to arm itself and be part of the larger formula. But as things stand right now, there are sporadic instances of violence. There are large reports coming in and multiple reports coming in of public executions taking place. Where things stand right now then?
Well, the good news is that the ceasefire generally is holding. There have been some incidents because apparently some people were trying to infiltrate areas that are under Israeli control. And because of this savagery that Hamas is actually conducting against their own people, we hope that stops. We want Hamas to fulfill their commitment, not only to us, to the Arab and Muslim nations. These parties, they should put pressure on Hamas. When we look in retrospect, what brought us into this moment in which the hostages became a burden for Hamas? It came because of our military pressure. It came because of the efforts of the United States and the efforts of the mediators that finally have decided to put pressure on Hamas. This brought results, and if we want to see results in the future, meaning we want to see the implementation of the 20-point plan, we have to have pressure from the Arab Muslim world on Hamas.
So Qatar, Turkey, Saudi Arabia.
Hello and welcome to this Tuesday edition of the World Report, viewers. I'm Arjun Samar Mahendran, and let's take a look at what's making headlines around the world. India and the United States are close to finalizing the first phase of a new trade deal. Now, according to a report, viewers, officials say that this is part of the agreement directly addressing the high tariffs the US has placed on Indian goods in the recent years. Negotiators have confirmed that 6 rounds of talks have been completed and that the package dealing with reciprocal tariffs is almost ready, or it stands almost ready as we get you this broadcast. Now, this package also includes resolving the 50% tariff and the extra 20% duty linked to New Delhi's Russian oil purchases. Weeks ahead of Russian President Vladimir Putin's visit to India for the 23rd annual India-Russia summit, viewers, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov held a meeting in Moscow to discuss details of the upcoming summit and also to finalize a slew of pacts, including those on defense and mobility, that may be signed during Putin's visit to New Delhi. Jaishankar, meanwhile, said New Delhi and Moscow will continue to exchange views on the complex global situation with the openness that has always characterized our bilateral ties. Here's more.
Particular occasion for me is all the more important as we prepare for President Putin's visit to India for the 23rd annual summit. A number of bilateral agreements, initiatives and projects are under discussion in various fields. We look forward to the finalization in the coming days. This will certainly add more substance and texture to our special and privileged strategic partnership. India supports recent efforts towards establishing peace. We hope that all parties approach that goal constructively. An early cessation of the conflict and ensuring of an enduring peace is in the interest of the entire international community.
The UN Security Council, viewers, has approved a US-drafted resolution endorsing President Donald Trump's 20-point Gaza peace plan. Now, this proposal also includes creating an International Stabilization Force, or the ISF, with Washington claiming that several unnamed countries here have offered to join this mission. Now, this resolution passed with 13 votes in favor, none against, while Russia and China abstained. US President Donald Trump has said that he will sign the bill to release the Epstein files, or the controversial Epstein files, if Congress indeed passes it and it makes it to his desk. Now, the latest comment is a striking shift, viewers, from his earlier opposition. The comments echoed remarks that he made Sunday evening, which marked a stark reversal after previously fighting the proposal, as a growing number of those in his own party started to support and in fact back it openly. Now, the House is headed towards a vote on a bill as soon as Tuesday, just a few hours from now, where it will almost certainly pass. Meanwhile, here's a report tracking the controversial case timeline.
It all begins February 21st, when the Attorney General Pam Bondi casually tells Fox News, "The Epstein materials are sitting on my desk." That off-the-cuff remark lights the fuse. 6 days later, on February 27th, conservative influencers parade out of the West Wing, holding binders labeled Epstein Files Phase 1. The White House says it wasn't briefed, a move that has insiders whispering crossed wires. By May 8th, the Congress is done waiting. A declassification task force formally demands the files. Bondi misses the May 16th deadline. The development fuels bipartisan irritation and internet suspicion. Then July 7th, the Justice Department and FBI say their review found no Epstein client list at all and recirculate hours of video reaffirming Epstein died by suicide. But missing camera footage surfaces and the pot boils over. In July, MAGA backlash erupts as influencers hammer Bondi. Trump steps in July 12th, calling her fantastic and urging his boys and gals to stand down. But the genie is out of the bottle and Capitol Hill wants its own answers. Bipartisan petition grows on July 15. Lawmakers Thomas Massey and Ro Khanna push a discharge petition to force a House vote. Signatures rise but fall short of 218. Maxwell interviews begin late July. A transcript later claims she insists no client list exists. Soon after, she's moved from low security to minimum security custody, adding more fuel to the rumor mill. Cut to September 8th. Democrats release Epstein's 50-page birthday book, featuring a page they say was written by Trump, inside a doodle of a woman's body. Trump denies it flat out. And on November 12th, 20,000 estate emails drop, some mentioning Trump, including one claiming that he spent hours at my house. The White House fires back, calling it a selectively leaked smear. That same night, Arizona's Adelita Grijalva is sworn in, her signature pushing the petition over the magic 218 threshold. Speaker Mike Johnson now promises a full House vote Tuesday. So, the stage is set.
Well, you saw the Epstein timeline there. Now on to the political fallout, where former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers has in fact announced that he would be stepping back from public life and conveyed deep regret for past messages with disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. Now, this announcement comes after emails revealed that Summers sought advice from Epstein on romantically pursuing a woman he referred to as his mentee. That's right, viewers. Senior Trump administration official and Senator Elizabeth Warren, meanwhile, has called on institutions to sever ties with Summers. We shift our gaze to Eurasia, where Ukraine is set to receive up to 100 Rafale F-4 fighter jets and advanced air defense systems from France under a major new defense agreement aimed at strengthening Kiev's protection against Russian attacks. President Volodymyr Zelensky, in fact, has called the deal historic after signing a letter of intent with French President Emmanuel Macron at an airbase near Paris. Deliveries of the Rafale F-4 jets are expected to be completed by 2035, with joint production of the Interceptor drones beginning this year only.
Домовленості і сьогодні підписуються важливі документи про значне посилення наших оборонних спроможностей. І перше, це Україна зможе отримати 100 літаків Рафаль F-4, дуже сильні французькі радари, 8 систем протиповітряної оборони, самці, по 6 пускових. Ну це деталі, напевно, це для когось технічні деталі, а для нас це важливо.
Aujourd'hui, nous franchissons une nouvelle étape. Avec cet accord, nous continuons à miser sur le rapprochement et l'intégration de nos industries de défense pour continuer à soutenir l'Ukraine, la modernisation de ses forces armées qui restent en première ligne et qui sont la première ligne de défense de l'Europe, et la dissuasion contre l'agression.
US President Donald Trump said he will sell one of the world's most advanced aircraft, the F-35 fighter jets, to Saudi Arabia, while praising the nation for its committed alliance. Now, this announcement, viewers, came on the eve of the Saudi Crown Prince's first visit to Washington in more than 7 years. That's correct. The Saudi Crown Prince arrived with a wish list, including receiving formal assurance from Trump for US military protection as well. Donald Trump said he's willing to sign legislation to impose sanctions on Russia. Now this, if he retains decision-making authority. Trump said it was okay with me that Republicans are working to impose sanctions on countries doing business with Russia. However, House leaders have held off bringing the legislation to a vote. Now this comes as Trump has preferred to impose tariffs on India, the world's second leading buyer of Russian oil. Over in New York City, Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani said on Monday that he hopes to meet with US President Donald Trump. Why? To discuss affordability. The Democrat confirmed that his team reached out to the White House to set up a possible sit-down with Donald Trump. Now, this essentially means that the political polar opposites could potentially be in the same room to discuss key issues. Now, very importantly, viewers, remember here that Trump made a similar comment just 24 hours before Mamdani made his comment. Listen in, meanwhile, to what Mamdani said.
Is SNAP and food benefits something you would bring up to the president? He mentioned yesterday he'd like to meet with you. Did your team reach out? And is this one of the first areas of conversation?
My team reached out to the White House to fulfill a commitment I made to New Yorkers over the course of this campaign, a commitment that showed a willingness to meet with anyone and everyone, so long as it was to the benefit of the 8.5 million people that call the city their home, and so long as it would help to address the affordability crisis that is pushing so many of them out of this city.
Donald Trump also spoke at the McDonald's Impact Summit on Monday about cost of living, tax cuts, and even affordability all around. Now, feeling pressure from Americans, Trump told owners, operators, and suppliers alike of McDonald's that his administration, in fact, is taking up measures to combat inflation. The American president also introduced himself as McDonald's first former fry cook to become president, referring to his 2024 campaign where he briefly also worked at a McDonald's. Listen in.
I'm honored to stand before you as the very first former McDonald's fry cook ever to become president of the United States. And I actually was there for about 30 minutes, and that was 30 minutes longer than Kamala was there. Right? Despite her job at McDonald's, that didn't work out too well.
All Smithsonian museums, research centers, and even the National Zoo have reopened after the longest U.S. government shutdown. Now, after being closed for more than a month, viewers, the financial impact is still being calculated from all the way, not from coast to coast. Now, during the 35-day showdown in 2018-19, Smithsonian's 19 museums lost more than 1 million visitors and $3.4 million, almost $3.5 billion in gross revenue. Although previous government shutdowns forced museums and other cultural sites to permanently close as well. Across the English Channel, viewers, the British government is set to tighten its asylum system as announced by Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood on Monday in the House of Commons. Now, Mahmood said that the new policy would deter migrants who don't stay in the first safe country where they land, but instead asylum shop across Europe to find the most attractive place to settle in. Now, the new reforms would revoke UK's legal duty to provide support for asylum seekers. To be permanently settled, refugees.
With Post Office Over 50s life cover, enjoy peace of mind knowing your family will receive a guaranteed payout when you're gone. UK resident 50 to 80, your guaranteed acceptance.
Changes in a call with his Japanese counterpart, hinting at a potential meeting between Chinese President Xi Jinping and Japan's new premier, Sane Takichi. Xi and Takichi will attend this week's Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in South Korea. Now, this also provides a window for possible meeting on neutral grounds between the two world leaders. Japan has postponed the release of at least 2 popular Japanese films in China amid a dispute over PM Sane Takachi's remarks concerning Taiwan. Now, additionally, the sales of movie tickets currently available in China have significantly fallen as the row has deepened. Takaichi suggested earlier this month that Tokyo could militarily take action if Beijing attacked Taiwan. A group of gunmen in Nigeria abducted 25 schoolgirls on Monday and killed at least 1 staffer. Now, the girls, viewers, were taken from their dorms early morning around 4 a.m. The abductors were armed with sophisticated weapons, as we're getting to learn, and they also exchanged gunfire with the guards present at this spot. No group has yet claimed responsibility for the abduction, and the motivations still remain unclear. Meanwhile, Nigeria is facing a major problem when it comes to security, especially from armed bandits who specialize in abductions for ransoms. Pope Leo XIV has urged countries at the United Nations climate talks to take concrete actions to stop climate change. Now, the Pope played a video message for religious leaders gathered in Belém. Not only this, he declared that humans are failing in their response to global warming. Listen in.
Strong climate actions and policies. Both are an investment in a more just and stable world. We walk alongside scientists, leaders, pastors of every nation and creed. We are guardians of creation, not rivals for its spoils. Let us send a clear global signal together. Nations standing in unwavering solidarity behind the Paris Agreement and behind climate cooperation.
US schools in Haiti were closed on Monday and parents were asked to keep children at home following weeks of increasing gang violence. The intense gang activity has led the national police to a general mobilization, and the streets have witnessed less traffic than usual. Only last week, a group of suspected Haitian gang members fired on American forces protecting the US Embassy in Port-au-Prince. Veteran politician Sali Berisha led protesters on Monday in Tirana calling for the resignations of Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister. Deputy Prime Minister Belinda Baluku is being investigated by the country's corruption watchdog and has also yet to resign. Berisha announced to protesters that the rally would mark the start of a people's parliament. The politician went on to accuse the current government of rigged elections. Thousands marched in the capital city of Greece, Athens, on Monday to mark a major 1973 student uprising that in fact helped topple the military junta in the country. Demonstrators kept up the tradition of marching to the US Embassy every year since 1974 in protest of Washington's support at the time of the dictatorship in the country. Now, thousands of riot police were deployed and main arteries were closed to traffic, including metro stations along the march route. Thousands of miners protested in Peru's capital, demanding for work permits to continue working in certain mines. Now, this, viewers, comes as Peru has eliminated altogether more than 50,000 temporary permits to informal miners that had allowed them operations inside or within Peru's territory. In downtown Lima, meanwhile, protesters plan to remain for several days until the Congress resolves their problem. Protesters in Slovakia on Monday used the anniversary of the 1989 Velvet Revolution that in fact brought an end to decades of communist rule in Czechoslovakia to voice their protests against populist Prime Minister Robert Fico and his pro-Russian policies. Tens of thousands of braved heavy rain in the capital, Lima, while protest rallies and marches took place in dozens of other cities and towns across the country. Viewers, Fico's government recently has cancelled the national holiday on the 17th of November that marked the revolution as part of austerity measures. Protesters in Cuba blocked the highway in the town of El Carmen, reporting that they had been without electricity for 22 days after Hurricane Melissa. That's correct. The demonstrators are using fallen trees and electrical poles from the storm to block the road. Police cars and military trucks, meanwhile, arrived at the scene to persuade the protesters to clear the road. The frustration comes after the deadly Hurricane Melissa, during which more than 54,000 people were forced to evacuate. And well, it's time we step into a short break. Much more lined up on the other side, viewers. Needless to say, don't you go anywhere.
With Post Office Over 50's life cover, enjoy peace of mind knowing your family will receive a guaranteed payout when you're gone. UK resident 50 to 80, your guaranteed acceptance. No health checks and from just £1.15 a week. Plus free 24/7 GP access with the health and wellbeing benefit. Purchase and receive a £125 gift card for amazon.co.uk, Tesco or M&S. Visit postoffice.co.uk/over50s.
In People's Postcode Lottery's December draws, you and your neighbours could win a share of £38.2 million.
Yes, British winning time is back as the nation put their doors in the draw for our biggest ever prize pot.
Absolutely any door can enter.
Sign up yours before midnight on the 30th of November.
A share of £38.2 million must be won.
But only if your door
is in the draw!
AutoSerge automatically checks for ways to save on your car or home insurance. The Compares the Market app, the simplest way to save.
No child should suffer the torture of trachoma, but so many are in pain right now. Nananga's lashes have turned inwards. They rip and tear away at his eyes. Pamelo's sight could be gone forever. He's just 3 years old. Kofanga screams for his mother. His eyes are so infected that he can't even see her. For so many children in the world's poorest countries, trachoma is torture. It's a painful infection often spread by flies, and it's destroying children's eyesight. But it could be stopped if you help today. By calling 0800 021 3925 and giving £2 a month to Sightsavers, you can help make sure children get the treatment they desperately need. You'll help us bring them the medicines and the care that can treat infections. And that means you'll be helping to save children from the torture of trachoma and a life of blindness. Please help us reach them. Call 0800 021 3925, text C7 to 82727, or go online and give just £2 a month now. Because we need you to help save the sight of children like Nananga. We need you to help save them from the torture of trachoma.
Sometimes it's the little things that remind us of them. Stay close, even when you're far apart. Send money worldwide with Remitly.
Welcome back, viewers. On to updates from the world of business and technology, where the celebrated designer behind iPhone Air, Abidur Chaudhry, has in fact departed from Apple. Chaudhry was featured in the launch video of iPhone Air. Now, his exit marks the rapid turnover inside the company's most influential team. Now, all this at a time when the continuity of the design is already under strain. Now, the current Apple group is now a mix of younger designers and industry recruiters. World of sports, viewers, the first India-South Africa test in Kolkata has set off a major cricketing storm. What am I talking about? Well, the match wrapped up in under 3 days, and India's failure to chase just 124 runs has raised serious questions about the team's ability to handle spin at home. The Eden Garden pitch is at the heart of this controversy. While curator Sujan Mukherjee faces criticism, Sourav Ganguly has pointed the finger back at the Gautam Gambhir-led Indian camp. Now, Gambhir had sparked backlash by admitting that the team had asked for this pitch. The world of entertainment, Britain's Royal Mint celebrated the legendary musician Freddie Mercury with a new coin design which marks 40 years since his iconic Live Aid performance. The coin features an image of the Queen's star with his head thrown back while holding a microphone mid-performance. A musical stave that runs around the edge of the coin, viewers, also represents his 4-octave vocal range. Additionally, this year also marks the 40th anniversary of Mercury's solo album, Mr. Bad Guy. And 63-year-old Tom Cruise finally got hold of his own Oscar on Sunday at the Governor's Award. The celebrated actor had been nominated for an Oscar 4 times, but never won until Sunday. The audience saw a montage of clips from his famous films before the actor took to stage. Oscar-winning director Alejandro Gonzalez presented Cruise the award. Well, those are all the updates we have for you this Tuesday. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Meanwhile, have a wonderful day.
Since I retired, I've been busy trying out new hobbies. And I've got more time for the important stuff like my family. I want to make sure they can cover funeral costs and other expenses if anything happens to me.
Welcome to British Seniors, the UK's #1 rated provider of over 50s life insurance. How can I help?
Hi, I'd like a quick quote, please.
Depending on your age, your loved ones can get a cash payout up to £10,000, and the cover is in place for your whole life.
OK, that's good to know.
We're proud to offer our seniors lifetime guarantee. With 100% of claims having been paid, we guarantee your premiums will never go up and that you'll speak to one of our specialists in the UK.
Brilliant, OK.
It couldn't be easier to apply. UK residents aged 50 to 80 are guaranteed to be accepted, and you can arrange everything in a matter of minutes. There are no medicals or blood tests. Prices start from just £4.52 a month for £1,000 of cover.
That's less than I thought. And that money could help with my funeral costs or as a gift for my granddaughter. I'll do it.
As the UK's #1 rated provider of over 50s life insurance, we're proud to protect thousands of families across the UK. We're rated excellent by Trustpilot and also rated platinum by FIFO. Plus, when you sign up, you'll receive a £135 gift card and free 24/7 GP advice and health services.
Be proud to protect your loved ones with British Seniors. To get a free quote today, call our UK team on 0800 542 1153 or visit britishseniors.co.uk.
Don't worry, you're going to have a great day.
Don't they grow up so fast? And sometimes the big life moments like a new home and a new school can be scary. Which reminds me, I don't want my family to worry about mortgage costs if the worst should happen. That's why I'm looking into Smart Family Life Insurance.
Hi, how can I help?
Hi, I'd like a quick quote, please.
OK, you can choose a benefit amount up to £750,000 depending on your age. And you can personalise your policy with optional critical illness and children's cover.
Brilliant.
If you're a UK resident aged 18 to 64, you can apply with just a few health and lifestyle questions. For £250,000 of cover, the price starts at just £14.77 a month.
That's less than I thought. And could help my family with mortgage costs and other financial commitments.
Just like families, not all life insurance is the same. That's why we offer the Smart Family Guarantee. We guarantee a straightforward application process, award-winning service you can trust, and cover from day one.
That's good to know.
For even greater peace of mind, you'll also receive a 100% advance in the event of terminal illness and 10% cashback on your first year's premiums. That's the Smart Cashback.
Sounds great. I'll go ahead.
Our Smart Family Life Insurance is exclusive to us. And when you sign up, you'll get access to free health and wellbeing services.
Did you have a fun first day?
Plus, you'll also get your choice of a £125 gift card.
Protect the life you've built the smart way. To get a free quote today, call our specialist UK team on 0800 298 8590 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
Agency, which is the counter-terrorism agency. And right now, if you see, Danish has also been arrested from Jammu and Kashmir's Srinagar. And right now, he has been presented before the court. And it's very likely that during the NIA investigation, it has revealed that Jasir alias Danish has allegedly provided technical support for carrying out terror attacks by modifying drones an attempt to make rockets. So that's a very big allegation by the NIA, because this was the person, Jasir alias Danish was the person who was providing technical assistance to Dr. Umar. And if you see earlier what we have seen, that the first arrest was made when Amir was arrested. He was the person who was providing logistical support. So right now, both the persons have been arrested by the NIA team, and both of them will give NIA the crucial details regarding the entire modus operandi of that terror module network, that how white-collar terror module network was functional from university campus. So this is a very big breaking that we are getting right now. And in the next few minutes, it will be very clear that how many days of custody will be granted to the in connection with the Delhi blast.
Of course, a Kashmiri resident, he was arrested from Srinagar in Jammu and Kashmir by the NIA team on Monday. The accused is a resident of Anantnag. You also mentioned that the role that he basically played in this terror plot, and this included crucial technical support to the module, including modifying drones for potential attacks and attempting to develop improvised rocket mechanisms as well. Akhil.
Well, absolutely. If you see in this case, what we have been seeing, that the first person, Amir, was basically one who was providing the logistical support so that he can procure explosive materials from different regions across Faridabad. And after that, what we have seen, that large number of consignment was recovered. Approximately 2,900 kg of consignment was recovered by the security forces. And then later on, during a second tier stage of this investigation, what we have seen, that NIA has revealed that Jasir, alias Danish, has provided technical support. And what does it mean? It simply means that he has been providing modified drones and attempting to make rockets. So that's a very big allegation on that part. So right now he's being interrogated by the NIA team, and right now he has been produced in the court. So it's very likely that NIA is going to at least demand 10
Right, Akhil, stay with us. Let's listen in to NDTV there, trying to talk to this person who has now been finally produced in the Patiala court. The accused Jasir Bilal Wani there in Patiala court with NDTV there, trying to speak to the terrorists. Let's listen in to this conversation.
दानिश उमर को ब्लास्ट करने का सिग्नल किसने दिया? दानिश उमर को ब्लास्ट करने का सिग्नल किसने दिया? दिल्ली ब्लास्ट करने का? दानिश उमर को ब्लास्ट करने का सिग्नल किसने दिया? दानिश उमर को ब्लास्ट करने का सिग्नल किसने दिया? आपने ड्रोन्स किसके कहने में बनाए? दानिश उमर को ब्लास्ट
Right, Akhil, still with us, NDTV there, outside the Patiala court there, trying to speak to the terrorists, trying to confront the Delhi blast accused, who is a close aide of Omar, the man behind the wheel. And do remember, this is a day when 25 raids have taken place in various parts of Delhi by the Enforcement Directorate. But the NIA there, of course, producing this man. Do remember that he was arrested just yesterday from JNK by the NIA team, and the accused is the resident of Anantnag district in Jammu and Kashmir. He provided crucial technical support to the module, including modifying drones for potential attacks and attempting to develop improvised rocket mechanisms as well. So those are images, the first images of the man, and then therefore he has been seen now outside the Patiala court. This is the man, Danish. He's also known as Danish, that Kashmiri resident who was arrested on Monday. The resident has allegedly provided, major technical support for carrying out terror attacks by modifying drones, attempting to make rockets ahead of that deadly car bomb blast. Akhil, my colleague, joining us. Akhil, NDTV, of course, trying to speak to the terrorist in vain there. But of course, we saw the man walking out, walking into Patiala court, and of course, the NIA there, asking for his custody. Take us to the role that this man has played as far as the terror blast is concerned. A very crucial role, because we do know that this was supposed to be a very technically advanced attack that was being planned in multiple locations. 32 cars that were going to be involved in the blast that they were planning in the national capital to coincide with the 6th of December, the Babri Masjid demolition day.
Absolutely, Divya. If you see this very person, Danish, who's a resident of Qazi Gund in Anantnag district, has been basically involved for a very long time with Maulana Irfan. Maulana Irfan was the first person who was arrested in this Jash terror module case, in which what we have seen that an FIR was lodged by the Jammu and Kashmir police team in Anantnag on October 19. Since then, this investigation began, and after that, what we have been seeing that across several states, this module was basically panned out, in which what we have seen that one arrest was also made from UP's Saharanpur district. And if you see the one leg of this entire investigation reached to UP's Saharanpur district as well. And apart from that, what we have seen that several arrests were made from Faridabad, in which what we have seen there were 5 to 6 doctors who were part of this planned conspiracy. And right now, what we have seen that in a major breakthrough, the NIA team has apprehended first person on 16th of November. After a week, the NIA has got its major breakthrough by arresting Amir Ali. Amir Ali was a person who was providing all the logistical support from where to procure the cars. Because if you see, so far they have access. They have procured 4 cars, in which what we have seen that the first car, which was of Swift Desire, which was owned by Dr. Shaheen. So that in that car, what we have seen that a major consignment was recovered by the security forces. Second car, which was found, was registered in the name of Dr. Umar. So Dr. Umar was a suicide bomber. So Eco Sport car, a red-colored Eco Sport car, was also seized from Faridabad district as well. So after that, what we have seen, the third car was also recovered. That was seized from Al-Falah University campus. That was a Brezza car. So what we have been seeing that one after another individual has been coming out, and there were several arrests that have been made by the Faridabad crime branch team as well, and Jammu and Kashmir police team as well. And then what we have seen that after Delhi blast took place on 10th of November, since then what we have seen that Delhi police, a special cell, has basically investigated this entire case initially, and later on this case was transferred to the NIA by the MHA, and since then what we have seen that 2 more arrests have been taken place. First one is for Amir, and now what we have seen, the second arrest have been taken place, in which what we have seen that Danish has been arrested, who basically provided technical assistance to Dr. Umar.
Right, of course, Danish allegedly providing that technical support for the Hamas-style air attack by modifying drones with large batteries to carry heavy bombs, a tactic that was inspired by the October 2023 attacks in Israel. Now they have got inspired by the way the Hamas carried out the attacks on Israel on the 7th of October, when they saw that it had a major impact and it was a major attack. Well, that is the latest that we have for you, images there of him being produced in the Patiala court. We will keep tracking the story. For now, it's over to my colleagues. It is Sam, Daniel, as well as Deepak and Uma joining us on the Southern View.
Well, thank you, Divya. This is, of course, the Southern View. For the next half hour, we take you across different stories making news from the southern part of India. Joining me on this special broadcast, of course, will be Uma Sudhir from Hyderabad. We will also be joined in by Sam Daniel and Vijay from Tamil Nadu, and, of course, my colleague Ritu as well from Bengaluru. First up, there's news coming in from Karnataka. It's about the Chief Minister's chair and the race for the Chief Minister's chair, of course, which continues. Now, over the last 2 to 3 days, there have been multiple leaders, including the Chief Minister, the Deputy Chief Minister, other cabinet colleagues and MLAs who've been making a beeline to Delhi. On one hand, some want to become the Chief Minister, some want to retain the Chief Minister's position, some want to become ministers in the cabinet. Amidst all of it, of course, is a power struggle, and the BJP going on to say that all that the Congress leaders now want is power and they do not care for governance. But as far as the Congress High Command is concerned, they have their own share of troubles. On one hand, you have Mr. Siddaramaiah, who's knocking at the doors of the High Command and saying, well, I want a reshuffle of my cabinet. On the other, you have the Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar, who says that, well, as of now, I do not want a cabinet reshuffle because the leadership change is at least for now off the card. So what is really going to happen as of now? What the High Command has really done is created a win-win or a small win-win kind of a situation, making D.K. Shivkumar happy with not allowing for a cabinet reshuffle immediately. But also for Mr. Siddaramaiah, it's also considered a win because he continues to remain as the Chief Minister. So what will really happen in the days to come is something that we'll really have to wait and watch. But a host of reactions have been flowing in from the Congress leaders about the High Command's decision and what to anticipate. Let's listen into these reactions coming in.
ನಾನು ಭೇಟಿ ನಾವು ಹೋದಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ವಿಚಾರ. ರಾಜಕೀಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನೇನು ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ.
ಸಚಿವ ಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಿಎಂ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಶಾಸಕರೆಲ್ಲ ಸಚಿವರಾಗೋ ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
ತಪ್ಪೇನಿದೆ? ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹಕ್ಕಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ. MLA ಆದವರು, MLC ಆದವರು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಆಗದೆ ಹೋದವ್ರನ್ನ ನಾಳೆ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡೋಂಥ ಅವಕಾಶಗಳು ಹಿಂದೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ? MLA ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಹೋದವ್ರನ್ನ MLC ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಹೋದವ್ರು ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಮಾಡೋಷ್ಟು ಅವಕಾಶ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾರು ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ದುಡಿದಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆಸೆ ಪಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಆಸೆಗೆ ನಾವು ತಪ್ಪು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತದ? ಅವ್ರದೇ ಆದಂತ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ತ್ಯಾಗ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಶ್ರಮ ಪಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಇದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಗಿರಿಗಿರಿ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರದವರು ಕೇಳಿ.
No, he had shared with us also that 4 months back expansion permission was given, and I only requested them, let the ministers complete 2.5 years. At least I'll have a justification saying that you have completed 2.5 years. Give others also some opportunity. And here, yes, he has shared with us. But now I don't know whether there is again the same attempt.
Before the assembly session in December, do you see this change?
Let us wait and see.
Is your high command?
Let us wait and see.
Is your high
Not
command
too long, 8th is already another 2 weeks.
I don't know. I'm not a very tall leader to connect with High Command and understand what they have said. My top leadership in Karnataka, the CM, the DCM and other top leaders will talk to High Command, and whatever happens will be in public domain. Whatever responsibility is given to us, we'll definitely take it up responsibly.
meanwhile, we have some breaking news that's coming in. Now, very recently, the Bengaluru Traffic Police began an initiative called the Traffic Police for One Day. And now it is a BJP MLA who's decided to participate in that. He's here in an effort to, of course, ease the city's traffic. Joined the traffic police earlier in the day in Rajaji Nagar's Basham Circle, where he was seen helping the Bangalore traffic police navigate, high-density corridors, and not just that, even give a piece of advice to some of the traffic violators on the streets. This is BJP MLA Suresh Kumar. He's been a minister as well in the past, a very veteran leader, going on to say that this is a good initiative by the traffic police, and it's not just for citizens. Anybody, of course, from any walks of life that could really participate and be a part of this initiative that has begun or rather has been started by the Bengaluru Traffic Police. Now, we should understand that there have been many people outraging on social media about the city's traffic. Now, the city Joint Commissioner, Traffic Commissioner, Mr. Karthik Reddy, recently, of course, decided that he'll come up with this initiative where citizens, of course, can be a part of, dealing with the traffic, dealing with, the solution really to the menace in the city. And here you have an MLA who decided to, of course, be a part of those initiatives. And we are looking at those pictures and videos, of course, of the MLA out there on the streets, helping the traffic cops ease congestion on the streets, and not just that, also speaking to some of the commuters who are violating traffic rules. Now, as we speak, of course, we are looking at these visuals again coming in. This is from Rajajinagar. That's the constituency also of Mr. Suresh Kumar, the BJP MLA, a veteran leader, has won multiple times from Bengaluru itself. Really understands the problems that the people face as far as traffic is concerned. And the traffic issue, of course, is a perennial problem, and we've seen this happen in the past as well, where many initiatives have been come up. In fact, so Mr. Suresh Kumar, the BJP MLA, is now joining us live on the broadcast. Mr. Suresh Kumar, a traffic cop for a day was an initiative by the traffic police, and this time it looks like MLA becomes a traffic cop for a day. Tell us your experience of trying to man the streets of Bengaluru.
There is a very famous saying, don't grumble about cost of living. Think for a moment at whose cost you are living. So there is no point in grumbling about road traffic, traffic jam, etc. I wanted to experience the real prowess of a police constable who manages traffic in the peak hours. So when the Bangalore Traffic Police offered me an opportunity to become a police constable for a day, I jumped at that offer, and today it was an amazing experience for me to work as a police traffic constable at the peak hour in Rajajinagar constituency.
Mr. Suresh Kumar, very interesting that you say that, considering the fact that more often than not between the Congress and the BJP, it's always politics. But here you're a very senior Bengaluru MLA yourself. This time you kept all the politics aside and you're saying, well, go experience it for yourself and try to be a part of the solution rather than just playing politics or complaining.
See, I am one of the Bangaloreans who is born and brought up in Bangalore. Rather, I love my Bangalore rather than there is, unlike others, there is no lust for Bangalore in me. I love Bangalore. So, Bangalore's problems needs my intervention to solve them, to resolve those issues. So, in all possible ways, I will be the part of the problem-solving teams. So, that has been my endeavor till now.
What would you also tell the other citizens? A lot of them, especially around the IT corridor in the city, keep complaining about traffic. This is a good initiative as well. Would you suggest that they do something like this? Do you think that's going to be the solution for Bengaluru, or probably there should be other things done as well?
See, many of my friends who go to Singapore, always they just love to talk about Singapore's following rules and regulations. And a Bangalorean, when he goes to Singapore, follows the traffic rules as a matter of his fundamental duty. Whenever he comes back, he violates the rules as if it is his fundamental right. So when right is replaced by duties, I think every citizen can contribute in minimizing the traffic jam, the traffic issues, traffic woes in Bangalore. I think every citizen should become an activist citizen. That will be a sure step in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Suresh Kumar, always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for joining us here on NDTV.
Thank you,
and a
much.
message well said that the citizens, of course, should not behave as if violating traffic rules is their fundamental right in the city of Bengaluru, and they probably can do much better in contributing towards easing congestions on the streets. Well, that's all we have from Karnataka. Now over to my colleague Sam Daniel from Tamil Nadu, where I believe the SIR is become a big issue. Sam, tell us more.
Deepak, that's right. The ongoing SIR exercise has become a huge political controversy after the Bihar elections, with the ruling DMK moving the Supreme Court demanding a complete halt on this exercise, saying that the workers, the employees on the ground have not been adequately trained. They're also worried about the impact of the monsoon that's underway, and that the Election Commission is denying mission-readable voters list data. They are worried that this could lead to large sections of voters being taken off the voters list, with elections due in April 2026. And today, the new officials have called for a boycott of the SIR work, alleging heavy work pressure, and they also demand a month's salary being paid for them as honorarium. And they want extension of the present time frame, saying that pressure, and they also point out the loss of life of an SIR related employee dying by suicide in neighboring Kerala. At the national level, this has become a tug of war between the BJP and the Congress, and this is what Manikam Tagore, Congress leader, and Kiran Rijiju, Parliamentary Affairs Minister, had to say.
सर मुद्दा नहीं है तो कांग्रेस वाला भी कह रहा है कि वो फंस गए। अरे वो कांग्रेस में मेजॉरिटी लोग कह रहे हैं कि राहुल गांधी ने एसआईआर करके पार्टी को डुबा दिया है, क्योंकि एसआईआर तो सब चाहते हैं, नकली वोटर हटे, अवैध घुसपैठी जो होते हैं वो हटना चाहिए, जो इस दुनिया में नहीं है, जो नाम काट करके कहीं और चले गए हैं उसका नाम नकली नहीं होना चाहिए। ये तो क्या है, एसआईआर के चक्कर में ये तो देश के लिए एसआईआर कर रहे हैं, देश का भला के लिए, वोटर्स का, जेन्युइन वोटर्स का भला के लिए एसआईआर कर रहे हैं, और राहुल गांधी जी ने एसआईआर करके पार्टी को भी डुबा दिया। पॉलिटिकली हमारा कोई नुकसान नहीं है, लेकिन इस तरह का बात करके देश के लिए भी ठीक नहीं है।
We all know that SIR is an attack on the democratic process itself in the name of deleting the dead voters and others. This has been pushed by the BJP and implemented by the Election Commission. SIR in Bihar has resulted in the 62 lakh voters being deleted, and in Tamil Nadu and other states, we are our party organizations in Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat, in 12 states where Andaman and others, our BLA 2s are in ground, and we are mobilizing the voters to get their votes enrolled. Therefore, this is a huge process with a short time, and there is a lot of pressure on the BLOs. Rajasthan, there is a suicide. There is a suicide in Kerala. There is a strike in Tamil Nadu by all the BLOs today. Therefore, it's a lot of pressure on those officers.
The ruling DMK in Tamil Nadu today denied BJP's allegations that the Dravidian party is behind the revenue officials who are involved in SIR exercise boycotting their work from today, alleging heavy workload and demanding a longer time frame. They also want a month's salary as honorarium, and this comes amid the recent loss of life due to suicide in Kerala by an official involved in SIR. And this is what DMK MP NR Ilango and Tamil Nadu's IT Minister PTR Palnivel Rajan, besides an important coordinator of the Revenue Officials Federation in Tamil Nadu, had to say.
My worry is this has not been understood properly.
the problem is not distributing the enumeration forms. The problem is in collecting it back, digitalizing them, computerizing them, and get a proper draft voter list. For that, the remaining days are not sufficient. That's what I'm saying. Because the people are worried they are not able to fill those forms. They don't have the 2002 voter list. They don't have 2005 voter list. Even if they can get hold of that, they cannot find their name. To find their name, there is no street numbers mentioned in the voter list. It's a incomplete voter list of 2002-2005 has been published.
BJP says the DMK is spreading panic while people are comfortable answering.
We make aware the people of their rights. BJP sees that if a man speaks about a right, it's panic. That's a problem. SIR has been welcomed by ADMK, so their BLA2s are not working there in the ground. DMK is conscious of the fact a common man's vote will be deleted. We are there to protect common man's vote. So we are helping them in the ground. If you are interested in democracy, please go to the ground, go to the public and help them in filling up these enumeration forms.
I have no problem with the notion of SIR. Right. But if you're going to do an SIR, start it 6 months, 8 months, 1 year before the election, or start it after the election, we're okay. They used to give you the electoral list when I started in 2016. The electoral lists were given to you in an Excel spreadsheet in a CD, back in those days, a CD-ROM, in addition to all the printouts and all. So you had the digitized data to help you do whatever planning you needed to do. Then they convert it to a PDF, then they print the PDF, then they scan it, and they put the image up inside the website. Now I'm saying, who is interested in preventing machine-readable access to lists? What is the democratic value? What is the principle based on which the public should not have machine-readable lists? Well, I would assume that Tamil Nadu's case has been informed by the outcome of the Bihar case, correct? The Bihar case already heard and some outcome came. So by the time we go to Supreme Court, surely we are not going to make the same points. Was 2005 an election year or not? Only one question answer me. Was 2005 an election year? It was not. 2004 was an election year for Parliament. 2006 was an election year for Assembly. We are not saying don't do an SIR.
So you're not spreading panic.
Don't do it so close to the election, that's all.
Within 1 month, we can't do the work completely because of our voters nearly 6.36 people. We must need more time to complete the job. So that's why last Friday I met Ma'am Archana Patnaik and we are delegating all these issues to her. She was told us there is no chance to extend the time by hand. This is only ruled by the Central Election Commission. So I conveyed to this message. After that, there is no any solve this.
Whether this boycott will affect the SIR process in Tamil Nadu from tomorrow?
Definitely, we are doing this work. If we are all of us boycott this program, they are not come forward even one step.
First of all, I appeal the state government to facilitate the SIR for the democratic process. And the revenue officials cannot agitate against this because it's a responsibility of the government officials to facilitate the process. Even the teachers are involved in the election process, so it is the duty of them. But the DMK government is playing mischief.
What's happened? Are you actually kidding me?
You weren't supposed to burn the potatoes. Or invite everyone round at 2.
Till 3 o'clock, right?
We weren't supposed to do presents this year.
I can't even be mad at you now, can I?
And you weren't supposed to take everyone home again. We weren't supposed to have our Beth either. We weren't supposed to get married. And you weren't supposed to be here. But you are, thanks to the best gift you ever got. and mine is still having you.
To help us fund life-saving research, donate 5, 10 or 20 pounds, text 5, 10 or 20 to 70499.
You can count on Stayshore, the UK's favourite travel insurance provider. We specialise in cover for over 50s with pre-existing medical conditions. And there's no age limit. Whether you're planning an epic, once-in-a-lifetime adventure or revisiting your favourite holiday spot one more time, we offer cover for single or multiple trips throughout the year. Stayshore Travel Insurance, the UK's favourite. Get your quote online or give us a call today.
No child should suffer the torture of trachoma, but so many are in pain right now. Nananga's lashes have turned inwards. They rip and tear away at his eyes. Pamelo's sight could be gone forever. He's just 3 years old. Kofanga screams for his mother. His eyes are so infected that he can't even see her. For so many children in the world's poorest countries, trachoma is torture. It's a painful infection often spread by flies, and it's destroying children's eyesight. But it could be stopped if you help today. By calling 0800 021 3925 and giving £2 a month to Sightsavers, you can help make sure children get the treatment they desperately need. You'll help us bring them the medicines and the care that can treat infections. And that means you'll be helping to save children from the torture of trachoma and a life of blindness. Please help us reach them. Call 0800 021 3925, text C7 to 82727, or go online and give just £2 a month now. Because we need you to help save the sight of children like Nananga. We need you to help save them from the torture of trachoma.
Sometimes it's the little things that remind us of them. Stay close, even when you're far apart. Send money worldwide with Remitly.
The Snow Queen's ball? I need gifts. Mirror, mirror, where should I go? Boots, you say? Watch it now. Jibberly whiskers. Oh no, come back! That's 3 down, 6 to go. Oh, so much choice. Mirror, where do I... Oh.
Can I help you?
Pure catnip.
It's my favourite loose powder.
Onward!
Puss! Where have you been, Puss?
In boots, of course. Snowy. Just the job right, Rapunz. Nice, eh, Cinders? I nailed that. A small gift, Your Madge.
Let's dance.
Discover the finest quality made to measure blinds, shutters and curtains at Blinds Direct. A huge selection of beautiful window dressings to suit every room. Handmade in the UK with a 5-year guarantee for your peace of mind. Order your free samples today and choose your perfect design. Exclusively online delivered direct to your door. Shop now for an extra 15% off selected products at Blinds Direct. Create your dream home with blindsdirect.co.uk.
Of the Maoist left-wing terrorism.
भाई एक समय था जब नक्सलवाद की थियोरी फैलाने वाले पशुपति टू तिरुपति का रेड कॉरिडोर की बात करते थे। देश के 130 से ज़्यादा जिलों में फैले हुए थे। आज 11 जिले बच गए हैं और विशेष रूप से नक्सल प्रभावित 3 ही जिले बचे हैं और ढेर सारे नक्सली न्यूट्रलाइज हुए हैं, अरेस्ट भी हुए हैं, सरेंडर भी हुए हैं। और मैं मानता हूं कि ये हिंसक आंदोलन की रीढ़ की हड्डी टूट चुकी है। अब जो थोड़ा बहुत बचा है 31 मार्च के पहले सुरक्षा एजेंसियां पूरा कर दें।
So the deadline set by the Union Home Minister to end left-wing terrorism seeming to come true. That's it then on Southern View from all of us here on the Southern View team. Thanks so much for watching. Lots more coming up on the other side of a very short break.
It feels good knowing that your future's in hand. Evlo can offer you a loan from £1,000 to £15,000, whether it's for home improvements, new appliances, a car, or for some of life's big moments. So even if you've had problems with credit before, Evlo looks beyond your credit score and always takes a case-by-case approach. Visit evlo.co.uk to get your conditional decision in minutes. Evlo, your future in your hands.
With retirement round the corner, I want to spend more time with my family and less time worrying about the numbers. Which reminds me.
Welcome to British Seniors, the UK's #1 rated provider of over 50s life insurance.
Hi, I'd like a quick quote.
No problem. We're proud to offer our seniors lifetime guarantee. With 100% of claims having been paid, we guarantee your premiums will never go up and that you'll speak to one of our specialists in the UK. UK residents aged 50 to 80 are guaranteed to be accepted. Depending on your age, your loved ones can get a cash payout up to £10,000 when you pass away.
And that money could help with funeral costs or even as a gift for the grandkids. I'll do it.
Plus, when you sign up, you'll receive a £135 gift card and free 24/7 GP advice and health services.
You got them all right. That's amazing.
Be proud to protect your loved ones with British Seniors. To get a free quote today, call our UK team on 0800 977 5808 or visit britishseniors.co.uk.
We bought this bed from dusk.com for a lot less than we thought it'd be, which means we have money left over for, I don't know, a simple but classic solitaire diamond engagement ring? Or whatever. Just saying.
Furnish your home with fabulous prices at dusk.com.
Our first year as a family flew by. And now, I want to make sure he'll be financially protected for all his birthdays.